Welcome students. Today we will going to understand about human brain. Okay? Parts of human brain. In yesterday's lecture we have completed up to the topic name brain. Okay, that what is the importance of brain, what is the function of brain, as well as what is the type of brain. Okay, now today we will going to study in detail about the parts of human brain. So the first part is the cerebrum, second part is cerebellum, and third part is brain stem or medulla. Okay, now let us see that how the see the huge, the largest part which is red in color is cerebrum. Okay, and the smaller in size, blue in color, is known as cerebellum, and the stem like structure which you can see, which is in purple color, is known as brainstem. It is also known as medulla. Now why brainstem? Because its structure is like stem. Now you already know that what is stem. So stem, which is also present in tree, okay, which holds whole leaves, fruits, potato, okay, which is brown in color on tree, is known as stem. Similarly, in brain also there is a part which is known as brainstem, and it is also known as medulla. Okay, so the largest part of your brain is known as cerebrum. The smaller than the cerebrum is known as cerebellum, and the third part is known as brainstem or medulla. Now let us understand in detail that what is the work of cerebrum. Okay, so students, first of all, the cerebrum. Okay, cerebrum is the largest part of this brain. Okay, the largest part of the brain, and it looks like walnut. Walnut, you already know that what is walnut. Walnut means akhrot. Okay, in Hindi we call that akhrot. So our brain structure is like walnut. Okay, so the cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. Now the cerebrum is responsible, the part of cerebrum, okay, it is responsible for learning, thinking, reading, reasoning, and consciousness. These five work and five function are responsible by cerebrum. So cerebrum function is to learn, to think, to read, as well as reasoning. Reasoning means to doing maths. Okay, basically that type of questions which is very difficult. Okay, so whatever the study materials, जो भी हम study करते हैं, okay, so which part is responsible for learning, thinking, reading, reasoning? So it is cerebrum. Okay, and consciousness. Now all the actions that we take knowingly or with our full consciousness are known as voluntary action. Means the action which we do, okay, is known as voluntary action. The action which is done by ourself, okay, हमारी will से, हमारी desire से, okay, the action which is done by our desire is known as voluntary action. For example, if there is a knife, okay, in front of you there is knife, so first of all you think that whether this knife is safe for you or not. You will think. So this thinking work is voluntary action. Okay, it is up to you. It is decided by you that whether I have to pick that knife or not. Is it safe for you? So no, knife is not safe for you. So this decision, okay, the decision which is taken by you to not pick that knife, so this decision is taken by which part of your brain? Then it is cerebrum. Okay, so voluntary action means that decision or action which is done by your own desire or by on yourself. Okay, जो decision आप लेते हो as per your desire, okay, that action and that action or decision are taken by which part of your brain? Then it is cerebrum. Okay, so it receives all the signals from the sense organ and tells the body what to do. See, in yesterday's lecture I have given you one example that when the mosquito is sitting on your hand, then what will you do? You just quickly shake your hand. Okay, why? Because you know that this mosquito is harmful for you. So what will you do? You just shake your hand. So this decision is taken by which part of your brain? Then it is cerebrum. Okay, it controls the working of eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and even our voice. Okay, means when your voice is going louder, okay, आपको डिसीजन लेना है that when आपको चिल्लाना है, when you have to lower your volume of voice. Okay, this all decision are taken by which part of your brain? Then it is cerebrum. Okay, it is divided. Now the brain is divided into left hemisphere and right hemisphere. This topic we will going to study further. Okay, now we will going to study the second part of your brain, that is cerebellum. Okay, now we will going to study the cerebellum in detail. What is cerebellum? So this part of your brain is situated below the cerebrum, that is why it is known as cerebellum. Okay, the huge part, this largest part of your brain is known as cerebrum, and below that, okay, below that the smaller brain which is situated is known as cerebellum. It is also known as, that is why it is also known as what? Smaller brain. Okay, now this cerebellum is responsible for maintaining balance of the body. Okay, it just balance your body. It keeps us in balance while we are walking, sitting, dancing, or exercising. When we are doing such type of activities like walking, sitting, dancing, or exercising, okay, so this cerebellum, what does this cerebellum? Just balancing our body. Okay, it ensures that there should be smoothness in our movement, whatever movement we are doing. Okay, so the cerebellum, the smaller brain, takes responsible to balance that movement. Okay, whatever we are doing in our daily routine, whether we are walking, running, sitting, dancing, or exercising, anything we are doing in our daily routine, that action or that movement is balancing, okay, by cerebellum. Okay, a bulb like structure, the structure of cerebellum is like bulb like. Okay, so lies below the cerebrum, controlling and coordinating the action of muscles. This is very important, controlling and coordinating the action of muscles. That if one muscles, in previous chapter we have studied that if one muscles are working, are in contraction, then other balance should be in relaxation. Okay, so this whole balancing of muscles as well as balancing of our movement, okay, whatever we are doing movement in our daily life, in our daily routine, so this whole action and our movement is controlled by which part of human brain? Then it is cerebellum. Okay students, now we will going to study the last part of your human brain, that is brainstem or medulla. Now this part of the brain connects the brain to the spinal cord. Now medulla is responsible for the involuntary action of our body. Now recall that voluntary action. Now voluntary action is controlled by which part of your brain? Then it is cerebrum. Okay, now involuntary action are controlled by which part of your brain? Then it is brain stem or medulla. Okay, so involuntary action are the action that we do not take knowingly. Okay, we are doing that action which are not knowingly. It is not up to us that we are doing that action. Okay, it does मतलब ऐसा एक्शन जो अपने आप होते हैं इज नोन एज इनवॉलेंट्री एक्शन. ओके, वॉलेंट्री एक्शन मीन्स द एक्शन विच इज़ डन बाय आवर डिज़ायर. जो हम अपनी मर्जी से एक्शन करते हैं इज नोन एज वॉलेंट्री एक्शन. एंड दैट एक्शन विच इज़ डन बाय अननोइंगली. ओके, सो वो एक्शन जो हम अपनी मर्ज़ी से नहीं करते हैं, जो अपने आप होता है, इज़ नोन एज इनवॉलेंट्री एक्शन. ओके, सो इनवॉलेंट्री एक्शन लाइक स्नीजिंग, हार्ट बीट, breathing, food digestion in stomach. So these all actions, okay, so these all movement or action are known as involuntary action. Okay, so this action happening on their own, so this function are controlled by medulla of the brain. Okay, or brain stem. So these type of action like sneezing, heartbeat, breathing, food digestion in stomach, all these type of involuntary action are controlled by which part of brain? Then it is brain stem or medulla. Now student, we will going to study the left hemisphere and right hemisphere. Okay, now left hemisphere, both actually this is one brain. Now it is divided into two brain. Okay, when we are seeing this picture, this diagram, then it is clearly shown that our brain is divided into two parts when we are seeing from upward sides. जब हम ऊपर से देखते हैं, okay, on our head, then it is two side, for left hemisphere and right hemisphere. Now students, left hemisphere is basically, it is responsible for analytical activities. Okay, now what is analytical activities? Analytical activities means like language, computation, logical reasoning. Okay, language, different type of language. Okay, we are consuming that like Gujarati, English, Hindi, we are talking so many languages. Okay, then computation means computer work or like technical works. Okay, then logical reasoning like mathematics and different types of reasonings, okay, which are logical, which the activities or the actions which you have to think. Okay, so this whole action is done by which part? Then it is left hemisphere. Okay, and right hemisphere is basically it is responsible for visual activities. Okay, like left hemisphere is basically responsible for which activity? Then it is analytical activity. And right hemisphere is responsible for which activity? Then it is visual activity. Visual activity means face recognition. फेस, इफ़ यू वॉन्ट टू रिकॉग्नाइज सम फेस, दैन ये कौन से पार्ट से होता है? देन इट इज़ राइट हेमिस्फीयर. देन स्पैटियल रीजनिंग. So students, spatial reasoning means when you have to remember some name of place or city, okay, area, when you have to remember some state name, place name, then capitals, other countries, okay, that is known as spatial reasoning. When you have to recognize other types of lyrics of music, okay, then this whole work, okay, and this whole remembering of work is done by which hemisphere? That is right hemisphere. Okay students, now there is one extra information that when if left, okay, left brain, left part or left hemisphere of brain gets injured, then the right body, okay, the right side body stop working. okay, and vice versa. When right brain gets injured, then left side of body gets stop doing work, okay. So this is depending on each other, okay. Left side body, left side brain, okay, which is left hemisphere. When left hemisphere gets injured, then right side body, okay, that stop working. And vice versa, when right brain, okay, right hemisphere, when there is injury in right hemisphere, then left side body stop working, okay students. Now from up to this, we have completed the parts of brain, that is cerebrum, cerebellum, and brain stem or medulla. Now students, if you have any doubt, any query, okay, you can ask me on Zoom lecture, or you can call me or WhatsApp me, okay students. Thank you so much.